Hello friends, it's Daria. I am back today with another process video for my hometown tourist traveler's notebook. If you haven't heard me talk about this notebook before, I'm doing a little project where I'm just documenting the city where I live, which is Vancouver, Canada, because I'm going to be moving pretty soon and I want to kind of remember my favorite places and spots that I like to visit and just stuff that I like about the city where I lived for a decade and a half. So, this spread that I'm going to be working on right now is actually a little bit about my move to Canada in 2009, I believe. So I was in my early 20s and I moved here to go to university and then I just never left because I really loved it. And it's been great living here for so long. And of course, I have mixed feelings about moving to the other side of the country and to a new city. So I definitely want to document my kind of nostalgic memories here. And what I decided to do is I am going to use a piece of ephemera that I found in one of my books, which happens to be my boarding pass from when I actually moved here. And I couldn't believe my luck because I didn't scrapbook back then and I didn't keep any of those things. I also moved so many times. So I just didn't even think that I would have it. But I found it and I thought I would create a vellum pocket to house it just so it has kind of a home and it's not kicking around somewhere. I thought about putting it in a binder album, but I don't really know if I'm going to make like an actual scrapbook about my move here and like my first year here or something like that because I don't believe I have that many photos. So I thought, well, this is a memory keeping project about my life in the city, and I think it's fitting to start it with the story of kind of how I moved here. It's not really going to be a story. I'm going to do a little bit of journaling, and I'm really kind of trying to keep things very simple in this notebook, meaning that I'm not even sure I'm going to add photos. So, as you know, if you've seen my other videos in this series, I bought a bunch of stickers that are Vancouver themed and British Columbia themed. If you have not seen that video, I will link it up above. But I'm essentially just using these stickers to illustrate my notebook, and I'm using my washi, my stamps, all of the fun things that I have. Here on the spread, what I actually had was two stamps from the Travelers Company partner shop here in Vancouver, and I just kind of left them there. I didn't really have any specific theme for the spread, and I just decided, well, I have the boarding pass. I have like a Vancouver themed kind of stamp, so I just kind of ran with it, and this is what I came up with. I used a vellum from, I believe, Heidi Swap. It might be from the Sun Chaser collection, but don't quote me on it because I just got it on scrapbook.com a while back and I don't actually remember what it is. The travel stickers that I use is from a pack that I got on Amazon. If it's still available, if I happen to find it, I will link it down below. But it basically has these girls with like cameras and passports and a bunch of items like a plane and a luggage and little quotes that are travel related. So it kind of reminded me of like my teenage and early 20s self because it has a lot of pink and stuff like that. So I thought it would be kind of fun to use it here. And I have dark hair and it has dark haired girls. So I was like, oh, it's kind of like, little me or like young me. So basically, I just decided to like make a pocket on the left, do some journaling on the right, decorate things with washi. This washi tape that I'm using right now is from Paige Evans' Bungalow Lane collection, which I super love. And it's just such a great collection. It has many colors in it that are tied together really well. This piece of pattern paper is from a journaling pack I got on Etsy. And I thought that the colors kind of went together. What I decided to do is use my scrap vellum that I cut off when I was making a pocket to create this little like a vellum flip up and tuck it behind this pattern paper just so it keeps my journaling a little private. I don't necessarily have anything like super personal there, but for some reason I just felt weird about like putting it out there for people to read on the first page. So I just decided to kind of cover it a bit and then put some stickers on top. I also have this full Polaroid of an ocean, which to me, like, the first time I landed on a plane here, I saw the ocean. I've never been to Vancouver before and I was moving here. It was very exciting. We are very lucky here with the amazing views of the ocean and the mountains. So I was definitely blown away by the beauty of this place. And I just remember seeing it from a plane and just being absolutely blown away, even though I was so jet lagged. Oh my God, like this whole experience, and that's partially what I wrote about. Like the move here was quite tiring, and I think I had like a 7 hour layover in Amsterdam, and I did leave at like 2 a.m. for my 6 a.m. flight. Like I basically haven't slept for 2 days. So like all of this kind of brought those memories back, and I never documented them. And I thought, hey, it would be kind of fun to have that um in my traveler's notebook that's dedicated to this place. And I don't really know what I'm gonna do later on in it. I might use some of my photos, but for now, I'm actually just having fun playing with the stickers and other things I can put on my page. And I'm still quite new to journaling. I definitely feel out of my comfort zone, and I'm a more confident scrapbooker than I am a journaler, but I want to push myself and grow a little bit and play with my supplies. And I've been so inspired watching so many people online doing their journals in Traveler's Notebook, which is partially why I decided that I really want to do my own. And it's just fun. And by the way, I also will link up above at the eye the front page and the cover that I did. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll make sure that that's available for you. And here what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on another spread, which I decided to dedicate to my love for public transit in Vancouver. And I'm not being sarcastic, I really do love it. We have amazing transit. Again, I lucked out, and in my old stuff, I found this old ticket book that we used to have before we had the plastic cards that could be loaded with money that we now tap. But back then, we would have to like buy a pack of tickets and then kind of validate them, and then they'd be valid for I think like an hour and a half. So we had these books, and I didn't have any tickets left, but I had the cover, and I was so happy because now it seems kind of very retro. So that together with the compass card sticker that I have from Etsy from an artist called Natalie Zervinsky, I kind of decided, looking at all of that, that I need to make one transit themed spread. So I super love these stickers that Natalie did. And again, I'll link them down below if you're looking for something like that. But I kind of looked at like, what else do I have that could go well with the spread? And I found this image of what looks like an inside of the train, which to me really reminded of our SkyTrain here. And there's something blue outside, which I definitely thought like kind of looks like it could be water, which is we see a lot here when your train is above ground. And I just kind of ran with that theme. And I kind of decorated everything in like blue and yellow because I think those are kind of like TransLink colors. TransLink is our transit company here, and Compass Card is the card that we tap. So I'm just like having so much fun with the spread, and I felt kind of giddy. Like it was just fun to play with all of this. What I had to do is cover up those stamps at the back of the previous page because they actually bled through, which I wasn't expecting when I bought my traveler's notebook. For some reason, I imagined the paper quality to be like those Archer and Olive notebooks that don't bleed through, but I don't really know what I was thinking that. I mean, the Travelers Company has different types of notebooks. You can buy like the thicker ones. There's special ones that are for watercolor, so they're definitely like made of different paper, but this one is a regular insert, so there's really nothing like special about it, and the pages are quite thin, so I don't really know how people normally handle it because I find like when I'm writing on it or when I'm stamping, things definitely bleed through, but here I decided I'll just cover it up with stickers and ephemera. I actually took the little sticker that was on the packaging that was kind of blue as well. And I thought, well, it was kicking around on my table, and I thought, well, might as well use it for my notebook. I've seen a lot of other people use the Travelers Company packaging in decorating their notebooks, and I thought, well, it'd be kind of cool to try that as well. I never really thought about that before, but right now I'm at the stage where I'm just kind of inspired by everybody and just want to like scrap lift everyone while I'm learning, and it's been super fun. So I love just, doing something new. For me, this feels like play rather than necessarily documenting, even though it is definitely documenting, but it's just a different, like, it's such a different form of memory keeping that I feel like I'm looking at everything with like beginner's eyes, and it's definitely like really stimulating my creativity. And it's not like scrapbooking doesn't feel playful anymore, but I just feel very comfortable a lot of the time. And this feels uncomfortable in the best possible way, if that makes sense. So I just love trying something new, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, I only just started on this notebook, but I thought that this would be a fun way to learn how to use it. I feel like this is a very safe project. It's about my home. I'm not actually traveling. I have all of my supplies in hand. So it's just it feels like effortless a lot of the time, to be honest. So that's what I love about it. And yeah, so I'm just gonna use some of my stickers. I think in a minute here, I'm gonna pull out those stickers from, actually, they're on the left. They're from artist called Anouk 3, um, who I also found on Etsy. And I think there's a few stickers that I can use that are like kind of transit related. There is a little sky train, and there is like for like picture of the city. Yeah, this is the one that I'm picking up right now, and that's basically the view that you have when you're coming on the sea bus to downtown Vancouver from the North Vancouver. So that's a very familiar view, and to me, just kind of like it brings up a lot of memories, and that's kind of what I'm doing in this project. I'm not using photos, at least for now. I'm not setting any hard rules for myself. If I feel like using photos at one point, I definitely will, but at this point, I'm happy with just using these like images that I have. By the way, I did mention that the image on the right, which is the inside of the train, is actually from an ephemera pack that I also got on Etsy. There's a lot of stuff on Etsy that I got for journaling, and it's been super useful. So if you're looking for something like that, people just make packs that they sell, and I think it's good to have one, even though I do find it a little bit overwhelming because those packs have a lot of stuff in them. And at first I didn't really know what to do with them, but now that I'm getting more into journaling, I'm kind of, I'm very happy that I got all of that. I'm definitely happy that I have a large collection of washi. This is a great way to use it up, just kind of break up all the white space. And that's one of the challenging things that I'm finding about working in a traveler's notebook, is because there's so much white space and there's no structure, and you kind of have to create every spread on like a blank canvas. And you can definitely buy pre-printed traveler's notebooks from different scrapbooking companies, but I've used those before and they're fun, but I like really feel like I want to challenge myself, and this has been like, I feel both like creatively stimulated but also intimidated. So one last thing that I decided to do here, I have these people stickers from Cat Creates on Etsy, and I am going to glue these people as though they're riding the train, like though they're going to be on top of the image. I thought it was kind of silly, but I actually love how it turned out. The only problem is those stickers are kind of see-through, so I actually kept the backing on some of them that are going to overlap with my image, and I'm just putting some sticky tape on the back, and one of them is going to go in the white space, so actually it doesn't need to have the backing, and I can just use the adhesive that the sticker comes with. But that's basically it, friends. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, of course, definitely let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to answer. Supplies that I used, I will link down below, whatever's still available, or at least the artist pages if you want to find those stickers. And if you are enjoying my videos, please consider subscribing to my channel. I would really appreciate that, and it would be nice to see you here again. And of course, I'll be continuing with this project for the next maybe a couple of months. I'll try to post regularly and work on it regularly. But that is basically it for today. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. I hope you had fun and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much, you guys. Bye.